Stage 1 tanks pressing for flight.
T-minus 15 seconds, stand by for terminal count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition, liftoff.
Power and telemetry nominal.
And you see on your screen we have had successful liftoff of Falcon 9 carrying Zuma. We have cleared the tower, so we're now coming up on 2 events that is going supersonic and max Q. Now, maximum aerodynamic pressure is when we are at the point of maximum stress on the vehicle.
Minus 15 seconds.
RCT pyro.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5 seconds. Plus 10 seconds.
Paper. PSLV लगातार हमसे दूर जाता हुआ तार को प्रकाशित करता हुआ विस्तीर्ण अनंत आकाश नीरवता अटूट घटना से चीरता हुआ लक्ष्य की ओर सतत अग्रसर।
10.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We have ignition of the R-68A main engine, and we have liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Delta IV rocket carrying the NROL-47 mission for the National Reconnaissance Office.
Into the flight. R-68 chamber pressure looks good. Fuel injector pressure also looks good.
You're hearing the voice of Patrick Moore providing launch vehicle ascent data.
Burn profile on the solid rocket motors appears to be within family. Now passing 25 seconds into flight. And now 35 seconds in. Still seeing good chamber pressure and injector pressure on the RS-68. Good chamber pressure on both solid rocket motors. Now coming up on 49 seconds into the flight, Mach 1, Delta IV is now supersonic. And 55 seconds in, max Q, maximum dynamic pressure.
Thermal batteries activation. Solid motor side jet ignition.
高性能小型レーダー衛星アスナル2を搭載したイプシロンロケット3号機は平成30年1月18日午前6時6分11秒に内之浦宇宙空間観測所から打ち上げられました。
Epsilon 3 with Astronaut 2 on board lifted off from the Uchinoura Space Center at 6:11 a.m. January 18, 2018, Japan Standard Time.
イプシロンロケット3号機は現在初期飛行方位角を121度とし、徐々に南東方向の太平洋上へ飛行しています。
The launch vehicle is now flying over the Pacific Ocean with the angle of 121 degrees to the southeast.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We have ignition and liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket carrying the 4th space-based infrared system for the United
United States Air Force.
Very good. Well as injector pressures, pump speeds.
You are hearing the voice of Marty Malinowski providing launch vehicle ascent data.
Program is complete.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Ignition. Guidance is nominal. Max dynamic pressure approaching.
À tous de DDO, attention pour le décompte final. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, unité, top. Allumage moteur Vulcain. Allumage EAP, top décollage. La propulsion est nominale.
The DDO says all is normal, and you saw at 1920 local time, and right on time, Ariane 5 began her mission, lifting off from the ground here in French Guiana with a lot of fire, heading into the clouds with 2 new satellites.
La propulsion est nominale.
The 2 boosters are providing 90% of our thrust right now, propelling the launcher along her trajectory at an ever higher velocity.
Les paramètres bord sont conformes à l'attendu.
773 tons at liftoff. And to get that sort of mass off the ground, you need a lot of push, and push we have. She's burning 5 tons of fuel per second, 2.5 tons per second in each booster.
15 seconds, stand by for terminal count. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition, liftoff.
Stable propulsion is nominal.
Power and telemetry nominal.
And there you saw a successful liftoff of the Falcon 9. Stage 1 propulsion all looking nominal. Beautiful clear shot of Falcon 9 ascending through the Florida sky there. About to go through supersonic. May see a sonic boom with this sort of clear sky.
Vehicle is supersonic.
Отработала. Верхняя кабель мачта вот чуть пониже, если видите на экране.
Запуск.
Все. Пошла команда запуск.
Клубы,
Всё.
просто клубы дыма. Контакт
Команда
подъема,
подъем,
дорогие
да,
друзья.
Контакт подъема прошел. Союз успешно пилотируем со стартовым. Вот идет разворот.
Вот как раз тот самый разворот, о котором мы говорили.
Тот, который на Байконуре мы стартовую систему разворачиваем в азимут пуска.
Да, здесь ракета Союз-2
Союз сама отрабатывает.
сама.
Да. Очень красиво смотреть.
Абсолютно синее прозрачное небо. Мы видим сопровождение ракеты-носителя. Наверное, долгое время сможем наблюдать вот этот огонек работающих двигателей.
Но мы еще увидим на 118 секунде отведение боковых блоков. Еще будет видно. И после этого уже начнется.
Ну, она сказала, говорит, видим этот огонек. На самом деле этот огонек, в этом огоньке сосредоточены миллионы тонн лошадиных сил.
Отсюда нам кажется огонек, а на самом деле какая мощь, да?
На самом деле.
Yom, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1.
T-minus 30 seconds.
Launch director on countdown 1. SpaceX, Falcon Heavy, go for launch. Falcon Heavy is configured for flight.
T-minus 15, stand by for terminal count. 10, 9, 8.
Side booster ignition.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 0. Ignition.
On our test flight, building on the history of Saturn V Apollo, returning pad 39A to interplanetary mission. We're getting ready to throttle down for max Q. You've heard the call out. Vehicle is supersonic.
15. Falcon 9 is configured for flight. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
Vehicle is pitching downrange. Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
For those of you just joining us, you are watching the Falcon 9 as it descends through the atmosphere carrying the Paz satellite to a polar sun-synchronous orbit. Right now, the rocket is approaching what we call max Q. This is the point at which the aerodynamic forces in the rocket are at the greatest. Falcon 9 actually throttles itself down as it passes through max Q and then throttles back up once we're through it.
Vehicle has reached maximum aerodynamic pressure.
3メインエンジンスタート。1、0。SRBA 点火。リフトオフ。2、3、4。通営ロケット38号機は、平成30年2月10日7時11午後12。
Is go. T-minus 15 seconds and counting.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And liftoff of the Atlas V and NOAA's GOES, a highly sophisticated weather-watching eye in the sky, to join its twin in providing better forecasts and saving lives.
Atlas has begun a pitch and yaw maneuver to steer to its planned path, an azimuth of 100.7 degrees.
At 35 seconds, the rocket carrying GOES will reach Mach 1, traveling faster than the speed of sound.
Right on schedule. Signatures look good. Roll program is complete. The speed chamber pressures are rolling off as expected.
At 47 seconds after launch, the vehicle will pass through the area of maximum dynamic pressure, or max Q.
Max Q?
This is the point when mechanical stress on the rocket reaches its peak because of the rocket's velocity and the resistance created by the Earth's atmosphere.
Falcon 9 is configured for flight.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
Stable propulsion nominal.
Vehicle is supersonic.
Largage du mât VKM. Allumage du tuyautage. Attention. Top 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Top, décollage. Poussée nominale des premiers et deuxième étages du lanceur. Les moteurs des premiers et deuxième étages fonctionnent normalement. Bonne stabilisation du lanceur. Le vol est nominal.
Beautiful pictures there in the clear blue sky above the Guiana Space Center, over the Amazon rainforest. Soyuz blazing a trail. Range Operations Manager is telling us that everything is going according to plan, everything's nominal.
Auto sequence start. At this point, the ground propellant feed, so all the fuel flow into the rocket, has cut off. We are under 30 seconds.
Auto sequence initiated. Now we launch command issued for ignition.
And there you can see the engine starting to fire, ramping up. The second umbilical tower already separated.
Engine at
80% and liftoff. Drew Foysel, Oleg Artemiev, and Ricky Arnold taking off on their way to the International Space Station. Getting a great view of those first stage engines as they light up the night sky. That first stage delivering over 930,000 pounds of thrust.
20 seconds into flight, engines are steady.
20 seconds so far since liftoff, getting good calls that the stages are performing nominally or normally. Looking very bright here on camera. I can tell you when you see these at night, it's like looking at the sun. It almost hurts your eyes, but you can't tear your eyes away from it.
Board, and yes, we are seeing you on camera 1 screen.
"50 seconds since liftoff, everything's still nominal or normal. Soyuz rocket doing its job, all of the parameters or the data points for its trajectory looking good, continuing to rocket across the night sky.
Minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus
L40
4,
ignition
plus
nominal, S139 ignited, and vehicle lifts off from the launch pad.
बिल्कुल सामान प्रज्वलन और व्हीकल का प्रक्षेपण.
So vehicle liftoff normal, and performance of L40s and S139 has been indicated as normal.
First stage performance normal. पूरी गर्जना के साथ जमीन के हरित और विशालकाय समुद्र को अलविदा कहता हुआ GSLV-08 अपनी उस यात्रा पर निकल पड़ा है जहां से उसे गंतव्य के अंतिम चरण PSLV-XL को अंतरिक्ष में प्रक्षेपित करना है. आप अपने स्क्रीन पर बाकायदा इसके गंतव्य पथ को देख पा रहे हैं.
So 52 seconds into the flight, the vehicle has crossed the atmospheric phase, which is a very critical phase. Right now it is
plus 1 minute.
11 kilometers. And as per the flight sequence, we will have the burnout of S-139 stage at 110 seconds when the vehicle would have reached an altitude of around 42. So at 75 seconds, performance is very normal in terms of time versus altitude and time versus velocity. So after the S-139 burnout, we will have the liquid strap-ons burning for the next 40 seconds.
Tanks, pressure flight.
15. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Is pitching downrange. Stage 1 propulsion is nominal. Are nominal.
And we had successful liftoff of the Falcon 9, as you saw. It's pitching downrange at the moment to continue its ascent into orbit. Going supersonic right about now. And it'll be going through max Q shortly.
Vehicle is supersonic.
T-minus 15 seconds.
Falcon 9 is configured for flight.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition.
Falcon 9 is on its way to delivering the Dragon spacecraft for its 14th commercial resupply services mission. Coming up in about 10 seconds, we have max Q, maximum aerodynamic pressure. That's one of the highest stress states on the vehicle.
À tous de DDO, attention pour le décompte final. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, top. Allumage du Vulcain. Allumage des EAP, décollage. propulsion est nominale.
And right on time, as the DDO says all is normal on board, Ariane 5 began her mission, leaving the ground here in French Guiana with a roar of the engines, a lot of fire, and with 2 new satellites.
Paramètres bord sont normaux, la propulsion est nominale.
Everything okay on board, the DDO says. The 2 boosters are providing 90% of our thrust right now, propelling the launcher along her trajectory as she reaches into the open sky above the clouds at an ever higher velocity.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2, plus
So,
3, plus 4.
Vehicle
plus
has
5
lifted
seconds.
off from the first launch pad.
Liftoff normal.
Liftoff normal has been announced by the Range Operation Director.
R2 tracking.
P3 tracking. R3 tracking. P2 tracking.
PSLV-C-41 का प्रज्वलन सामान
First stage
गहन अंधकार
performance
में
normal.
साफ प्रतीत होती हुई उसकी दहन क्षमता
Airlift
और
strap-on
गर्जना
ignited.
Ground lead strap-on has been ignited. So as I was mentioning, we had the ignition of the solid core stage for strap-ons, which was followed by the ignition of the air lead strap-on at
25. Status check. Go Atlas.
Go Centaur.
Go Aft Space 11.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We have ignition. 2, 1, and liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket with Aft Space 11 from the United States Air Force.
Good chamber pressure across all 5 SRBs. PU's gone to closed loop control. Now passing 20 seconds into flight. Continue to see good pump speeds and injector pressures on the RD-180. 30 seconds in.
Stage 1 is at startup pressures.
T-minus 15 seconds.
Falcon 9A is configured for flight.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mission liftoff.
Ground operators proceed to section 575. Flight report to Procedure 3170, post-launch flight operations.
Vehicles pitching downrange.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
As you just saw, Falcon 9 has successfully cleared the pad and is now on its ascent with the TESS spacecraft in its fairing. Now coming up in about 15 minutes, you're going to hear the call out that Falcon 9 will have hit max Q. That stands for maximum aerodynamic pressure. That is the point at which the rocket is seeing its highest stresses on its ascent.
We are off. Rokot is hauling itself against the gravity of our planet. The first stage is pushing us away from Earth. We need a lot of firepower to do that.
T-minus 15 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 0. Liftoff of the Atlas V, launching the first interplanetary mission from the West Coast, and NASA's InSight, the first outer space robotic explorer to study the interior of Mars.
Good. Check the pressures and RPMs. Expect to land at this point. RD-180 continues to look good at this point in the mission. Injector pressures, pump speeds, expected regions, moisture ratio controlling within expected parameters.
The RD-180 engine providing 860,000 pounds of thrust.
Vehicle body rates continue to look good.
Minus 15 seconds.
Falcon 9 is at point pressures.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition, liftoff.
Saw Falcon 9 lift off in a beautifully clear shot there at 4:14 p.m. Eastern. At T plus 10 seconds, the thrust vector control system tilted Falcon to begin a pitch kick maneuver to get it going sideways. You just heard that we're going supersonic and we're about to go through max Q.
4、3、2、1， 点火！
Mark. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And Antares lifting off, going across the night sky, disappearing through some clouds quickly and coming quickly back into view. The first stage looking nominal or normal so far, lighting up the night sky there above Virginia. Orbital ATK's Antares on its way. Getting good performance calls, the attitude, the orientation of the rocket looking normal.
Flight tanks configured for flight.
15. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Vehicle switching downrange. Stage 1 props nominal.
GC copies, we'll go.
Plus 47 seconds into flight. Falcon 9 performing nominally. We're currently throttling down the 9 Merlin 1D engines on the first stage, preparing for the period of maximum dynamic pressure and going supersonic.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition. Liftoff.
Switching downrange.
Stage 1 propulsion's nominal.
And there's the second umbilical tower now separating. We're 10 seconds,
Ignition,
10 seconds from launch.
oxygen.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See the engines igniting there. And liftoff of Soyuz MS-09 carrying Serena Anand Chancellor, Sergei Prokopiev, and Alexander Gerst to the International Space Station for a 6-month stay to
Everything is nominal.
complete research on board the space station.
20 seconds.
Good
nominal.
of us here on the Earth as well as in space.
We're fine. Seconds.
Beautiful.
Everything is nominal.
Still getting good views of the Soyuz as it pulls away from the launch pad in Baikonur.
Everything's
And launch
stable.
took place at 6:12 a.m. Central Time, right on schedule. Everything
50
going
seconds.
according to plan so far as the Soyuz delivers 930,000 pounds of thrust from its four
Everything is nominal.
boosters and single engine. The first stage of the Soyuz measures 68 feet in length and 24 feet in diameter, burning liquid fuel for the first
Pitch
2 minutes and
your
6 seconds of flight.
Roll. Everything is nominal.
全システム準備完了。7、6、5、4、3、2、メインエンジンスタート。0、SBIRS 点火。リフト2、3、4、5、H-IIA ロケット739号機は平成30年6月12日午後7時10分。
T-minus 15 seconds.
Everything is go.
10, 9.
T-minus 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition and liftoff. The Falcon 9 rocket powers the Dragon spacecraft toward the International Space Station, laden with new research for the multinational crew.
Visual prop is nominal.
Vehicle is pitching downrange.
At 1 minute, 5 seconds after liftoff, Falcon 9 reaches transonic speed. The vehicle will pass through the area of maximum aerodynamic pressure, or max Q, at 1 minute, 18 seconds after liftoff. This is the point
Power and telemetry nominal.
when mechanical stress on the rocket reaches its peak because of the rocket's velocity and resistance created by the Earth's atmosphere.
One minute into flight. Confirmation that the Falcon 9 is supersonic. As you can see the contrail as the rocket passes through maximum dynamic pressure.
Vehicle has reached maximum dynamic pressure.
Just over 1 minute left in the flight of the first stage of the Falcon 9. At around 2 minutes 35 seconds into the flight, all 9 engines will sequentially shut down and you'll hear the call MECO, which is main engine cutoff.
MVAC engine 2.
The MVAC is the second stage Merlin vacuum engine. It's being chilled for its operation, which will get underway in a little bit more than 30 seconds. Standing by for main engine cutoff.
MECO.
Stage separation confirmed.
MECO and stage separation confirmed. The first stage of the Falcon 9 rocket, having done its job, falls away from the second stage.
MVAC ignition.
MVAC ignition. The Merlin vacuum engine has ignited.
Stage 1 AFTS is saved.
The MVAC engine and the second stage will burn for about 6.5 minutes, bringing Dragon into low Earth orbit. The engine produces 210,000 pounds of thrust.
Vehicle is on a nominal trajectory.